Alright everybody, this is Sue G, back once again. Quick video of how it works. So how it works basically is when you are stopped by a patrolman, policeman, law enforcement agency, whatever name you want to give it, they typically ask for the ID. You typically hand over the ID not knowing that you and the ID are not the same thing. The ID basically is a design instrument with your picture on it. But it is owned and operated by the state, and thus for the state has subject matter jurisdiction over the ID only and not over the sovereign man. And that is what most people do not know, and thus for, in not knowing that, they associate themselves with the ID, which is actually not them, but the ID is an instrument that's owned by the state. So next time that you are in a situation like that, not legal advice, but just advice for common sense, you might want to ask, is the ID me or does it belong to the state? It's also helpful to keep in mind that according to 4 U.S.C. 101, the officer's oath of office, the officer has a sworn duty to uphold your constitutional rights. So keep that in mind. So any act of misrepresentation is a violation of your constitutional rights. Always keep that in mind. This is a known fact, and I want to share it in this content, is that sheriffs and constables operate under the oath of office, 4 U.S.C. 101. However, police and policy enforcement agencies, on the other hand, operate under municipal policies and procedures and applications. So also keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that this is not legal advice. Everything that I do here is for educational purposes only, and for educational purposes only. I do repeat that twice so we are clear on that. So always keep in mind that it's a known fact that sheriffs and constables actually operate under an oath of office, and police and policy enforcement officers do not. For the most part, you might be wondering why police are not familiar with this application of the oath of office. And in response to that thought, it's because when the common law became more of a political law, subject matter jurisdiction changed from pretty much common law over to political law, and with political law became more policy enactments. And with policy enactments, the widespread dissemination of information sharing the idea of the oath of office kind of went to sleep. And with that idea in mind, please understand that most law enforcement officers are not even aware that they are supposed to have an oath of office. They are simply aware of the policies and procedures instructed to them by their higher ups. And so that's probably why in most cases this topic seems like it's kind